Stop lying to yourself. Yes, I'm talking to you. You say you'll change tomorrow. You say you'll start next week. You tell yourself, I'll get serious when the time feels right. But let me hit you with the truth. Tomorrow never comes. Next week never comes. The right time is a fairy tale you invented to stay comfortable. You know exactly what I mean. You've said those words before. You've whispered them in your head while scrolling endlessly at midnight. You've promised yourself you'd get up early, only to smash the snooze button 3 times and roll back into the same routine. You've told yourself you'll stop wasting time, but then you binge another season, another feed, another excuse. And here's the brutal part. You believe your own lies. That's the most dangerous thing. You don't just lie, you convince yourself it's true. You wrap your failures in pretty words. I deserve a break. I'm just too busy. I'll start when I have more energy. Lies dressed up as logic. Excuses dressed up as self-care. But deep down, you know. You know those words are empty. You know you're just stalling. You know you're hiding behind comfort because change is terrifying. And instead of facing that fear, you lie to yourself. Again, and again, and again. Think about it. How many times have you made the same promise? How many times have you said, this is the year I'll get my life together? And yet, here you are. Same habits, same patterns, same damn cycle. Different calendar, same excuses. Do you see the pattern? The problem isn't that life is unfair. The problem isn't that the world is against you. The problem is that you keep telling yourself a story where you're the victim, where you're powerless, where you can start later. You're not powerless. You're just lying. And every time you do it, you kill a little piece of yourself. Every time you say tomorrow, you push your potential further away. Every time you pretend you're fine when you're not, you dig yourself deeper into the pit of mediocrity. Stop lying. Stop sugarcoating. Stop pretending. If you want to wake up, this is the alarm. This is the slap in the face. Because the truth is simple. Nothing changes until you stop lying to yourself. The person holding you back isn't your boss. It isn't your family. It isn't society. It's you. Your own words, your own stories, your own lies. So, let me ask you, how much longer are you going to keep playing this game? How many more tomorrows do you need to waste before you finally realize the only thing between you and the life you want is the lie you keep repeating in your head? Here's the first brutal truth. Your comfort is killing you. You call it relaxing, you call it taking a break, but let's not dress it up. Scrolling until 2 a.m., that's not rest, it's self-sabotage. Binge watching shows for hours while your to-do list collects dust, that's not recovery, it's escape. Reaching for junk food every time you're stressed, that's not self-care, it's poison disguised as pleasure. You see, the problem isn't that you're tired. The problem is that you've convinced yourself that comfort is the cure. But in reality, comfort is the drug that's numbing your potential. And like every drug, it feels good in the moment while quietly destroying you over time. Think about your daily routine. You wake up, already exhausted because you stayed up too late scrolling. You hit snooze 3 times, telling yourself, just 5 more minutes. Then you drag yourself into the day half dead. And when you finally get a chance to rest, you reward yourself with, you guessed it, more of the same habits that drained you in the first place. That's not life. That's a loop, a prison disguised as freedom. And here's the ugly truth. You know it. Deep down, you know those choices don't serve you. You feel it every time you look in the mirror and don't like what you see. You feel it when you go to bed with that nagging guilt because you wasted another day. But instead of breaking free, you numb yourself again. Another scroll, another snack, another excuse. You think comfort is keeping you safe, but it's not. It's keeping you stuck. The very habits you use to avoid discomfort are the same habits that guarantee you'll stay exactly where you are. And if you're not moving forward, you're falling behind. Let's be real. Growth feels uncomfortable. Change feels painful. That's why you run from it. But here's the paradox. You can't escape pain. You either feel the pain of discipline now or the pain of regret later. One lasts minutes, the other lasts a lifetime. And right now, you're choosing regret. Slowly, quietly, day after day. You're trading your future for 5 minutes of fake comfort. You're letting your dreams rot because facing them feels too hard. But ask yourself, how much longer can you keep lying to yourself? How many more years can you keep saying, I'll start tomorrow, while tomorrow keeps slipping away? Comfort has already stolen too much from you. Isn't it time to stop giving it everything? The harsh truth is this: the life you want is hiding exactly where you refuse to look. In the discomfort, in the challenge, in the discipline. Until you stop worshiping comfort, you'll never see progress. Comfort is not your friend. It's the quiet killer that smiles while it buries you alive. Here's the second brutal truth. The right time you keep waiting for does not exist. You've told yourself this story 1,000 times. When I have more money, I'll start. When work slows down, I'll focus. When life feels less chaotic, then I'll change. Stop. That's a lie. Life will never slow down. There will never be a perfect window where everything lines up, where stress disappears, where motivation falls from the sky. Waiting for the right time is nothing more than procrastination dressed up as logic. Think about it. If you had started 6 months ago when you first said, I'll wait until later, where would you be right now? Stronger, smarter, further ahead. But you didn't start. You waited. And what changed? Nothing. You're in the same place, telling yourself the same story. The myth of the right time is poison. It gives you the illusion of control while keeping you chained to the same habits. You feel smart saying, not yet, I'll start when I'm ready. But you'll never be ready. Nobody is. That's the whole point. You don't grow because conditions are perfect. You grow because you take messy, imperfect action when conditions are terrible. You don't become disciplined because it's easy. You become disciplined because you show up, even when it's inconvenient. But let's be real. Deep down, you're not waiting for the right time. You're waiting for comfort. You want change without pain. You want results without risk. You want to leap without fear. But that's not how life works. Every delay is just fear in disguise. And here's the truth that stings. Later is the most dangerous word in your vocabulary. Later kills dreams. Later buries potential. Later is how ordinary people stay ordinary forever. The clock is ticking whether you act or not. Time doesn't care about your excuses. Days turn into weeks. Weeks turn into years. And then one day, you wake up realizing you wasted a decade waiting for conditions that never came. Do you want that? Do you want to look back at your life and realize you traded your future for the illusion of the right moment? That's not just regret, it's self-betrayal. You don't need the right time. You need to start ugly. Start unprepared. Start scared. Start anyway. Because the only thing worse than starting late is never starting at all. Let this sink in. Every successful person you admire didn't wait for the right time. They started before they were ready. They acted while afraid. They moved forward in chaos. That's why they grew while you stayed stuck. So here's the truth. There is no perfect moment. There is only now. And if you don't act now, you're not waiting, you're wasting. Here's the third brutal truth. No one is coming to save you. Read that again. No one is coming. Not your parents, not your friends, not your boss, not some mentor, guru, or magical opportunity. Nobody is going to knock on your door one morning, hand you a new life, and say, here,
You've suffered enough. Now everything is fixed. That fantasy is killing you. You secretly hope the right person, the right event, the right stroke of luck will appear and drag you out of your misery. But luck isn't a strategy, and hope isn't a plan. The harsh truth, you're on your own. And that's not a punishment, it's freedom. Because the moment you stop waiting for someone else, you finally realize the only person who can change your life is you. Think about it. How many times have you blamed other people for where you are? If only my parents raised me differently. If only my boss recognized my worth. If only someone would give me a chance. Here's the reality. Blaming others feels good because it takes the weight off your shoulders, but it also steals your power. Every time you blame, you give away control. Every time you point fingers, you shrink your ability to act.